Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. I'm Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and our show today is the United Kingdom news and culture. And if you want to find out what's really going on behind the scenes, you came to the right place. Let me introduce our panel of experts who are going to fill us in on everything that's going on in the United Kingdom. DIANN FLOYD BOEHM joining us from the great state of Texas. Yes. Welcome.
Thank you.
And welcome, Helena Chard. Hello.
Hey, so good to see you.
So good to see you too. And Mr. Ian PELHAM Turner, welcome.
Hello there.
Hello. And Mr. Simon MacDonald. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon from here. Good evening, wherever. Good morning, where you are.
Exactly. And by the way, I'm very excited because I wanted to get all the ladies in the top tier here, and I did it. Yay.
We know our place.
Well, as always, we have a lot of fun on this show, and we also have a lot of news that's going to be covered today. So I know it's a special day there in the United Kingdom. Tell us more, Helena.
Oh, so everybody, happy St. David's Day. It's a fabulous day, really good fun. St. David is the renowned preacher, the patron of Wales. And it's a day where everyone celebrates. I know the First Minister of Wales, Mark Drayford, has called on everybody in Wales to come together, celebrate school children. It's just a real fun time of singing. Wales is known, I've got my daffodils in the background, also daffodils on my top. So I am well and truly celebrating today. I'm going to do something a bit later on. My mother's Welsh, so I'm part Welsh. And I mean, we need good news. So it's lovely to be able to do that. And so St. David, as I said, he's renowned for his miracles. And I think Wales is also, they talk about do the little things, and that comes from St. David. I think it was one of his last words was to do the little things that he used to do. So obviously do little things that bring joy and everything. So there's Wales and there's daffodils, Welsh leeks. I'm trying to think of all the Welsh things, little cakes with the currants in. And the leeks, you know, that there's the association with the leeks, as we know, that the soldiers have leeks on their buttons, and the Welsh brigade, I think they have it on their hats as well. And I know in the past as well, St. David said to the soldiers to wear leeks literally in their hats, and we've spoken about this before when fighting. So to differentiate each brigade and obviously be proud of being Welsh. So there's so much history, and I do love all these little stories. It really brings people together. I love stories. The communication is fabulous. And another thing as well, I remember St. David as well. He performed miracles, another one of the stories. And I remember all the people were there watching him, and they couldn't see him. And then the grass verge changed. It sort of rose and changed into a hill, and obviously everybody could see him. Another one story, but lots and lots to celebrate. But the lovely thing that I enjoyed this morning was seeing and hearing the Wales male choir, that's right, singing on the beach. And Wales is stunning, absolutely beautiful, really is beautiful, full of valleys, greenery, the sea, stunning. It's a lovely place to visit. And I haven't been for a while. In fact, I don't think I've been away for quite a while, and that's probably one of the first places I'm going to visit. So what does everybody think? Is everyone going to celebrate and make Welsh cakes?
Yeah, it's a fabulous place. It really is. Actually, my mother had antique shops in Hay and Wye, which is just in Wales. If she went to the shop, it was in England, but if when she crossed back from the shop, she was back into Wales again. Right on the borders. And Hay and Wye, it's known as the book town. Population is about 1,500 people. It's the most beautiful place. But there are 40 secondhand bookshops there, including the world's 2 largest secondhand bookshops. And each year they have the Hay Festival, which is the Hay Book Festival. And so this population of 1,500 gets jumped on by about 70,000 people over the period of the Hay Festival. An amazing event. And I mean, there's some serious other names come there as well. Bill Clinton gave a keynote speech there one year as well. So Wales is a lovely, lovely place. My brother actually lived there for a while as well. I'm sort of the last bastion holding on to things here in Scotland. Our patron saint being St Andrews, which St Andrews Day is about 25th of November. And it's a bit akin to the Whiskey Olympics, I would say.
One of our team members is moving to Wales. Caroline Heward, do you know her?
No, there's a few people.
Yeah, she's in London right now. So yeah, that's interesting.
I've worked with her. I think she's on one of my shows, if I remember rightly, Caroline Heward.
She's the Harley Street stress expert.
Yeah.
Wales is also known for having wonderful musicians, right?
Yes.
And Tom Jones, right? An actor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
And also the wonderful flag with the red dragon.
Oh yes.
Which is it's I think the signal that the red dragon, it goes back something like to the 5th century, something like that, and it signifies. I think the Welsh kings adopted the emblem, and it signifies the power of authority. I think it's when the Romans decided to vamoosh in the 5th century, which is many moons ago. There's a bit of a history there, but it's a fabulous, it's a great flag, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we have it here in our logo. I'm trying to.
It is. It's just the bottom one. There.
Oh yeah, there it is.
The Union flag, and then there's the flag, and then there's the Welsh flag as well.
I have to really congratulate the person who put that graphic together. Nice job, thanks. Okay, all right, good.
Of course, as well, we have the new Prince of Wales. William, Prince of Wales, is the new Prince of Wales now. So, but apparently, I think Helena will back this story up as well. He doesn't want to have the same ceremony as the Prince of Wales as Charles did. He felt that was too much from the past. So Wales is certainly in the news this week.
And how about the color that you're wearing, matching Helena?
Well, we obviously, I have to be honest. I'm wearing this today because it is freezing in London. So I mean, Helena's being very patriotic because she is half Welsh, and I get that. For me, I just found the warmest thing that I could wear today. Just so it just is. It's 1 minute it's sunny and the sun is beaming through the window, and the next minute it looks like snow clouds are just about to come as well. So we're having typical February or no, actually March. We're into March now, aren't we? We're having March hair, as we call it, March weather at the moment. So it's very unpredictable.
Well, the good news is that soon you'll be able to lose that sweater when you get into warmer weather here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, do you know what? As you know, I was in Lebanon 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I was looking forward to, perhaps 30 degrees, so something pretty amazing and heat. And for 4 out of the 5 days, it was 3 degrees.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You brought the cold weather.
And not only was it 3 degrees, but I thought Gene Kelly was going to be reintroduced to Lebanon because the rain came down, bounced off the pavements, and was bouncing back up towards the sky again. Such were the things. And of course, alongside all of that, 3 o'clock one morning, I thought I'd got a poltergeist in the room because I was being dragged out of bed, and I wake up and the television is shaking, the curtain is shaking, and we are having the same effects of the the problem in Turkey with the earthquake. So and we were, that's about 600 miles away, 700 miles away. So it really must have been a massive earthquake in the center of Turkey, because it almost threw me out of bed as well.
Wow.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping my time in Florida.
Well, it's been in the 80s, 85, 90 degrees Fahrenheit here. So
Wow.
It's been a very, very frosty time here. We've been down sort of -6, -8 degrees, which in your terms will be about what, 24, 25, something like that. So yeah, it's been a bit nippy here. Shall we say?
it's not too late to relocate.
It'd be hard to leave that beauty.
That's an idea. I mean, just sort of thinking back, I'll give the Lebanon a miss. We get enough rain here as it is without enduring all that long.
Well, there's quite a bit of news over here about Harry. So anybody want to share what they know to be true?
Oh, goodness me, there's an awful lot about Harry. I'm not it's skimming. In fact, there's something that's coming up shortly as well. I think this Saturday with Gabor Mate. He's a physician, and he deals with children development. And I believe it's a special invitation with Harry, and it's talking about dealing with loss and really the importance of healing. That's what it's to do with. It's an online thing, and I think people can just tune in. I think it's under £20 per person, and yeah, it's something that's being put together. I don't know what to think about it, but that's something that's happening. I don't know if anyone's going to be tuning in who's going to pay $20 to hear Harry talk.
I just wonder whether he's actually going to talk about the loss of his house as well. It's an amazing series of stories about it, but Helena always got the full story on Frogmore. But the intrigue that's going on within the royal family, and also at the same time, we've got a new EU agreement, and they've decided to call it the Windsor Agreement. And people like myself are still trying to work out why King Charles has been involved with Ursula von der Leyen as well, and this European event, because apparently royal family, as far as we remember, were not supposed to be involved in politics. So there's a lot of things, but I'm sure Helena's probably got a much better story on Frogmore.
Whoa. Okay, so we'll go to Frogmore. So allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, because it's a story that broke today, that Frogmore Cottage has been taken away from Harry and Meghan by King Charles. And the story says that, I say allegedly because there's obviously, if this is going to happen, there's a huge amount of background information that's been lost here. But apparently it's going to be offered to Prince Andrew. who is in the midst, I think, of having his royal lodge taken away from him in Windsor, which is a huge, beautiful place full of millions of bedrooms, etc. But yeah, it's sort of been, I think it sort of comes over quite negative in a way, but you know, I don't think King Charles, listen to me, King Charles would be so churlish, really, just to make that decision. And I'm sure there's loads of background things going on. And just to remember as well, really, that the cottage, Frogmore Cottage, is a grace and favour cottage. And the late Queen Elizabeth II gave that to Harry. And obviously, if he's not a working member of the royal family now, and even more so, is not going to really be here, then you can't really have a cottage just sat there. So also, if you think about it from a practical point of view, and it's one of the things that King Charles is quite passionate about, is to reduce the monarchy and to try and save money where possible. I also did wonder whether it would be a way, if there's some kind of negotiation going on with reference to security as well, because I know that Harry's got the court case at the moment with the Home Office, and it could be that by giving the cottage up, that they don't spend any time in, that there could be some kind of negotiation there, that when he does come over, that security will be given somehow, or maybe King Charles will pay for that. So it's a talking point, and reason I think it's good to make it a talking point as well, because it really is a sort of a strange one to suddenly come out. It's a little bit of a negative one, but again, I don't think King Charles would be so churlish. There's probably been lots of discussions behind the scenes.
I think what surprised me more than anything was the discrepancy in the rent. So Andrew has a property with 98 acres. It's a palatial property, swimming pool, gymnasium, you name it, it's all there. And according to what I have seen, he pays £250 a week, and that's his rent. £250 a week, so £1,000 a month. That's his rent for this huge property. But if I remember rightly, Harry and Meghan were paying £2 million a year for Frogmore. So work that one out. You know, okay, I know he was the son of the Queen, and obviously, but you know, sometimes you look at all these things and you wonder, you know, what on earth is going on with this royal family at the moment. But hopefully, the coronation is going to be very, very positive. I hope Harry and Meghan do come over. I hope they bring the children over, and I hope to goodness that we see the royal family back together again for the coronation. That would be fabulous.
I would say that with the Royal Lodge that Prince Andrew has, which is huge, that was actually given to him by the Queen Mother, the late Queen Mother. So I think it's a slightly different setup, if I remember correctly. Hence the reason why there's a discrepancy with the money side of things.
You know,
sort of given.
The rest of them are looking stunned at the moment. You know?
I need to look into it further.
At the moment of how can she have a palatial property in Windsor, say for $1,000 a month? You know, is it possible or not? I
would have thought you'd be able to rent a dog kennel in Windsor for £1,000 a month.
I know, you know, these, you know, there are so many stories, as I say, you know, with the royal family. But as I say, I think we all hope this can be sorted out, because this is not a good situation to be. You know, we're still not certain whether Harry and Meghan are going to come across. I hope they do. You know, that in reality, whatever means they can find of actually, you know, bringing the family back together, going, this is what we're going to need this year. You know, we're going to need as many people uniting. You know, we need Britain to unite as well. And of course, you know, there's so many stories going on at the moment we've got this new potential EU deal, and it'd be interesting to see what Simon thinks of the new EU deal as well, and whether that will help Scotland or not, because Scotland are saying that they are the poor partner now of the United Kingdom, because Northern Ireland now is only an enclave really, and Northern Ireland now gets the benefit of being 1 foot in the EU camp, so being able to sell anything to the EU without tariff, as well as being part of United Kingdom as well. And Scotland are moaning now that why can't they have the same thing?
Well, we always enjoy a good moan, I mean, there's nothing like it, in particular when the weather's grim like it is. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of moaners, and they just sort of feel, well, the spotlight's off Scotland now, it's because we're in a little bit of disarray while we just try and decide who the new leader is going to be. And it's sort of thought now that, with this new leadership coming in, then the independence referendum idea has been sort of really knocked out the window for quite a while now. So there's a lot of uncertainty here. And I think they're just a little bit peeved now that all the attention is being focused in Northern Ireland. But we've got, the main links, ferry links over to Northern Ireland, really going from Lough Ryan, which is our side of the border. So we're getting a lot of good business as far as that goes. And at the end of the day, it's going to make things a lot easier getting product into Ireland than it was before, except if you're sending to Southern Ireland, you've still got the mountains of paperwork. But going to Northern Ireland now, yeah, it's straightforward. It's just the same as sending into the next county now. It's just one simple dispatch note needed for that, and just the promise that it won't go on down into Southern Ireland. But I just somehow feel there's going to be a lot of loopholes in this one. If they want to make this work, they've really got to make it pretty much watertight, because what's to stop them sending goods to Northern Ireland, and then it's going to sit in a warehouse in Northern Ireland for a while and then be transferred on to Southern Ireland because there's no cross-border checks there. Don't know quite how they're going to work around that one, but time and short time, we'll see.
Thanks, Simon. Also, I was able to put on my roller skates, and I was able to get a couple of pictures that I know you want us to talk about as well. So
yes, this week, this last few nights, the UK has been privileged to have the most amazing display of the Northern Lights, or Aurora Borealis. It's very unusual for it to be seen really south of the border into England and Wales, but the whole of the UK has been getting some fantastic displays of these dancing lights in the sky and at night. Absolutely sensational, and it's the weather's been pretty good for it as well. We've had clear skies, hard frost, which obviously goes with the clear skies. So to be able to look up there and see this, it's breathtaking. It really is. It's quite amazing. And also on the astrological sides as well, Saturn and Jupiter and the Moon have all been lined up in a row as well, which I think is the first time, or the only time, for the next God knows how many years. So a lot happening up there, but Northern Lights are the most spectacular sight, and they have been seen as far down as the south coast in England as well. So it's quite a unique occasion. Absolutely
beautiful. Didn't even look like it was real, did it?
It feels surreal almost when you're looking at that, this massive color. Normally the lights tend to be green rather than the pinky red and purple, and this is to do with the particles that are being charged in the air. The green denotes oxygen particles apparently, and the red is nitrogen particles. So don't ask me how it all works, but it's quite spectacular to see. Absolutely beautiful.
It's amazing. Thanks for sharing them with us.
Yeah.
I I thought for a minute when Dr. Jacalyn just said getting a roller skates, and I thought we were going to see Simon on roller skates.
In a kilt, no less. That is something that we are looking forward to.
I know you're trying to outdo, but a roller skating kilted expert in fisheries is a title to behold.
I'm not going to go into it, but I tell you, I used to be involved in the artistic side years ago. My daughter was very much involved. She was actually in the UK team that went to Boston. When was this? Oh, I can't remember. A good few years ago now. And also in the European Championships in Denmark. But yeah, I had to organise all the fundraising to get the British team across there. There were, 14 girls plus the coaches and team manager, etc., to organise their flights and the accommodation and all the rest of it. So I had a very short window of time to do it. I had lots of fun. I mean, we had auctions on radio and all sorts of different fundraising events. And one of them, I had a beard at the time, and I actually raised £3,500 to have the beard taken off. To which, when it was done, somebody quipped at me, said, "Well, I paid you $7,000 to keep the bloody thing on." So that was it. So that was the World Championships in Boston. We got them over to. It was a great experience for them all. So yes, I have been known to wheel myself about, shall we say.
That's impressive. I am not a roller skater, or any of you?
No.
I used to love it. It's not something I've done recently, but it makes me think I should give it a go.
Please film it. Please film it. That's all I ask. I just
roller blades or roller skates.
No, this is roller skates, because it's the same as dancing on ice, except on you're dancing on wheels instead. So it's all the same sort of costumes they wear and the similar moves and all the jumps that they do as well, the axles and free jumps and toe loops and so on like that. It's really quite impressive to watch, in particular if you get a routine with a team, all doing it together. Our girls that went over to the States, they did a routine from river dance. And nobody had done this on skates before. It was absolutely amazing. It really was. It was tremendous. We got very, very well received over there.
It's incredible. It's such good exercise too, and it's a great way if you're skating with someone else or in a team for camaraderie and shared experience. Yeah. Sadly, I will not be enjoying any of that. So I don't like the sports where I'm not good at it and I feel like I'm not in control, like skiing, for example, roller skating. What's it called when you hold on to the boat and
water skiing.
Water skiing. Yeah, I get a 0 on all of them.
Oh.
You only get good at them with practice and determination. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not practicing any of them.
But river dancing is so amazing. I can't even imagine the steps you do in river dancing that you could not lose your balance if you're on roller skates. It's just
it took there were a few knocks on the way to get there, but once they got it perfected, I mean, it was absolutely stunning. It really was. And,
I'd love to see that.
They did us proud.
Do you want to hear a quick river dance story?
Sure.
Okay.
So I worked with Michael Flatley and Jean Butler when River Dance first started, and I was the only photographer at that time allowed to work with them for some reason in London. And they'd been rowing. They didn't get on well at all. The two that you saw in the original River Dance, they didn't get on very well at all. They came to have their photograph taken by me, and Jean Butler turned up first, and Mike and Flatley kept her waiting for about 30 minutes before he made his entrance. And in those days, when I was taking a couple photograph especially, I'd always ask the lady, did she have a preferred side? So that she was given the side of whatever is the best side for her. Really, that was the lady's option. And before she could answer, he turned around and he said, "She doesn't, but I do." So I always remember that story from many years ago. And Flatley, he was very good. He was an extremely clever, and I worked on the show many times. But I mean, I take my hat off if they've done that on roller skates, because especially where they line up and they sound like a machine gun going off as they go down the line or something. If they try to do something like that on roller skates, that is really hard to do. Just with tap shoes on, let alone on wheels as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we had it took the best part of a full year of training and practicing for that particular part of the routine as well. It was really quite spectacular. Unfortunately, I don't have the videos of it because if I had the video of it, I would send it across, and we could all look.
Is it
do that? Yeah, it was fantastic to see. I mean, there was actually not hardly a dry eye in the house at the end of it. They got great reception.
Simon, is it on YouTube possibly?
I've looked on YouTube. No, I haven't been able to find it. No, but I wonder if you have another search.
Find the videos, you'll have to put it on YouTube.
Well, that's it. Yes. I mean, trying to find old videos and trying to get old videos to work. I remember a few years ago, DVDs, of course, came in and took over the world from the VCR, and I thought, load up the video, put it onto the machine and see what happens. And it didn't work. And I was so disappointed.
Yeah, technology really has changed a lot. For sure. We have cases and cases of CDs and VHS. Like, what do you do with them? I guess
my CDs, let me tell you. And I even have my parents' old movie films. Yeah, 8mm. Even though I've made sure, I'm sort of the family historian. So even though I've changed it all into, digitized it, they always say, keep your 8mm because nothing can be better than that. So, but I still play my my CDs. I like owning them. I don't like downloading them. How do y'all feel about that? Do you like this downloading and not actually owning the physical music?
It's kind of personal, Dianne, really.
It is personal.
That little disc of perspex or whatever it is it's tangible. Downloading is not tangible. It seems a bit bizarre. But the CDs, I'm a fanatical yachtsman, and to keep the seagulls and the birds off the boat, we festoon it all the way along the rigging with CDs, and they sort of flutter and change about in the breeze and so on, and it keeps all the birds off the deck, so you have reasonably clean decks by the time you get back. Because the boats that don't have that on their mast, it's a minefield when you step on board.
That's hysterical.
I've been doing quite a lot of cleaning and sorting over the last weekend, and I've actually been playing my tapes, believe it or not, and I've absolutely loved it. Tapes, CDs, finding little like Walkmans as well. I don't know if you have Walkmans, but the old ones. I've got a Sony special edition, and I just love being able to feel things and go through it all. I mean, it's great to be able to download, and it's great to be able to just press play and have loads of music, let's just say, on an iPad. But nothing can beat that. Being able to, it's what's it? It's the past, isn't it? It's lovely. It makes me happy.
I've got a collection of CDs there, and I bought the car I bought last year. It doesn't even have a CD player in it. I've got all these things now. What do I do? So that's it. The radio is excellent, but there's no CD player in the car. I was very disappointed about that. I only discovered that when I was driving the thing home. I was wondering why in the delership they were giving me a very strange look when I was arranging this box full of CDs.
Like, what's that?
I have a lot of use for that. Hang them out the back; it'll stop the birds What over the car? Yes.
They do say as well that keep all these collections because they actually go up in value as well. You know, you've only got to look at you know, some of the very old. I mean, do you know? I go back to probably I was about 9 or 10 years of age, and my mother bought me a gramophone, a wind-up gramophone. Do you know the first 78 I ever got was Elvis Presley Blue Suede Shoes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Blue suede shoes. That's cool.
I remember, yeah, it was actually, funnily enough, I was just thinking about it the other day, about the old wind-up gramophone that we had as well. And the first one I remember playing on that actually was one Bing Crosby numbers, and it was pretty ancient, and it was part of the fun of it, just winding this thing up. And you like to wind it up to the point where it's just going to go full tilt, and then it starts to wind down. So I always thought that was hilarious. Maybe I needed to get out a bit more.
We're starting to get worried about you, Simon. I don't want to.
No, I think I'm starting to get worried about me too. I'll just put it down to my age.
I want a picture of those CDs on that ship so that I'm going to see really visually what that looks like. It keeps the birds away.
Yeah, it's very effective. Yeah.
I do want to say hello to Katie Elizabeth Stelfox. Hello, Katie. Nice to have you with us. Yes, we know you are a singer and songwriter from Manchester, United Kingdom. Also, hello to Antoinetta Del Grosso and to our friend Stephen from Push Child Foundation in Uganda. Also to Roland Friedel. And happy birthday, Rachel Boehm, Diane's beautiful daughter. Happy birthday, Rachel.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. My
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
I became a mama.
Oh,
Well, we have a few minutes left. Helena, over to you for any other news you want to share.
yeah. Okay, something light-hearted, and maybe a little bit sad if it was you that did the same thing. So there's a woman called Dawn she's in Oxford, Dawn Sagar, and she sent out lovely pictures of heart crisps and for Valentine's to all of her friends and family, you know, just saying love you kind of thing, just a sweet gesture. And it was a Walker's crisp, perfect heart. Anyway, then lots of friends suddenly contacted and said, oh my goodness, you haven't eaten the crisp, have you? And she had munched everything, but she did manage to take a picture. But Walker's, and it's still going, in fact, it's a new competition out for people to find the best heart crisp. And honestly, we haven't got a picture of it, but it was absolutely perfect. But you had to save that heart crisp as well as the packet to win the £100,000. And she'd lost it. So she's trying, you know, to see if there's anything that can be done. But unfortunately, there you go.
Wait, so she was in a competition and she ate the actual.
So it wasn't that she was in the competition. She didn't realise that the Walker's crisps that she was eating on the packets, and it was a new competition that has been put out there. It said, you know, who can find the perfect heart crisp, you know, win £100,000. So she did have this amazing crisp, but you see, there is a little bit of a chat about it because she took a photograph and obviously sent it out to friends and family. So there is proof that it was there. But you see, she broke the terms and conditions because she ate the crisp. You know,
well, that was an expensive meal for sure.
Oh, imagine what you could do with that money.
Heaving a great sigh of relief as well at the same time, I would think.
Oh, and actually, the Northern Lights. You could actually see the Northern Lights in Oxford, which I think is pretty good, in a place called Abingdon. Beautiful. Do you know also there is an EasyJet pilot that was flying back from Reykjavik in Iceland, and he actually did flying back to Manchester, and he did a 360-degree swerve turn for everyone, so that every passenger could see the most amazing spectacle. Imagine looking out onto that beautiful pinks and greens and everything, and been in it almost in the clouds. Something incredible, beautiful. I just wish, you know, that because I didn't even know about it, and lots of my friends didn't, and I would have definitely rushed out and looked. We were all saying as well, it's, you know, people send out WhatsApps and we're all told about the weather, and there's, you know, media sends out all these little things which sometimes are quite negative. And wouldn't it have been nice if they could have sent out the reminders for everyone to rush out to see if they could see the Northern Lights, because it was quite clear. And it would have been such a good news story and we could have all joined in, but alas, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I think it's great that the pilot did that, because imagine if everybody on the opposite side went over to the side where the Northern Lights were.
Yes, I think another spectacular sight would be the seeing the pilot getting carpeted when he landed as well. I mean, I think the flight controllers or air traffic controllers would have a word or two to say in his ear. Why did you go off course there? Suddenly, I think when we got all the emergency services out.
He did get it approved.
Yeah.
in the air, it was approved. So yeah, how exciting, lovely.
Well, it's time for us to close up because our next show, I'm Spiritual But, is about to take place. So let's go around as we usually do. And last words that we want to share with the audience for today. DIANN, FLOYD, BOEHM. On mute. You're on mute, DIANN.
Sorry, I go on mute in case the dog barks. I love that y'all talked about St. David's Day. It was so wonderful, and to remind us, it's the little things. So everybody go out and do something really special, because it's the little things that count and bring a smile.
DIANN, keep talking. I just found your banner. Say something else. My fingers are roaming up and down looking for banners. Okay. Ian.
Well, as you know, Dr. Jacalyn, I will be heading towards you next Wednesday, so I'll be in the air. So unfortunately, I won't be on a show, but I'm very much looking to come back to America, to Florida. It's for an amazing event out there, and who knows what we may be able to do in the future on shows with this organization at the same time. So it's a jour to Great Britain, and people watching the show around the world for me at the moment. And I'll be back in 2 weeks' time to do the show. But I am so looking forward. I don't know how long we've known each other, Jacalyn, but it's probably close on 2 years, something like that now. And so at long last, we're actually going to meet in person. So it's going to be fabulous.
I am super excited about it. And I did look up the weather. It's going to be in the high 70s, early 80s Fahrenheit. So sweater be gone. Goodbye. Although in those conference centers, it's very cold. It's always very air conditioned. So over to you, Helena.
So I'm sending lots of love to everybody, I think. It's St. David's Day. It's a day for everybody to get together and camaraderie and chat and discuss things and tell stories. I think it's a lovely day to share the love. And also on a little bit of a political note, which I don't normally do, but Rishi Sunak obviously hopefully has warmed things up with the EU, but hoping that the New Deal will actually boost the UK's world standing, because I think we have been a bit of a laughing joke recently. So I think it's a really, really good, positive thing.
All right. Brilliant. Thank you. Simon.
Well, what I was saying is that to all of you who enjoy the present, be assured that you'll have a wonderful past in the future.
Wow. That was deep. Thank you. All All right, I'll
thought-provoking
share
one.
that for anyone who is a team member at USA Global TV and Radio, and maybe you will become one because of this, we're having our first retreat. I'm working with Mr. Philip Sykes from the British School of Excellence, and we've been meeting. We've picked the date, September the 7th through the 12th, and we're looking at the Bahamas, fingers crossed, working with some people who are there. And it will be education, it will be entertainment, we'll have fitness. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to be networking and collaborating. So I hope that you will all join us. We'll be giving more details as we get them hot off the press. Okay, that's all for now. So we're going to close out and welcome I'm Spiritual Butt. Bye, everyone. Thanks so much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.